Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Golden Ratio Podcast. I am Jen, GR Mom, joined as always by GR Dad.
Hi.
How's it going, GR Dad?
Pretty good.
Excellent, excellent. The cocktail of the week is the Great White. Good name, right?
Jaws themed.
It is spiced rum, vanilla syrup, so like a simple syrup with vanilla in it.
Like vanilla extract?
Yeah, you can make the vanilla extract. Like
Okay.
sugar water, a little bit of vanilla. Coconut milk, which is unsweetened. And a little bit of nutmeg on the top. And as you know, dear Dad, I always skip the nutmeg on the top because I think it makes it taste like a Christmas cookie.
Yeah, does it foam up?
No, but it's white
It's white?
because it's cut coconut milk. So the coconut milk is white, and then you just put in some sugar and some rum.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why is the coconut milk white when the stuff you get out of a coconut is clear?
That's coconut water.
Yeah, how do you get the milk? What's... Oh, it's like almond milk, or you're grinding up the white stuff.
Yeah. Coconut milk comes from the white part.
you
Coconut
can't-
water is the shaky part on the inside.
You can't
That's
milk
clear.
a coconut. I know, but unlike an almond, there is actually coconut water. There's no almond water. Right.
Almond milk is just like almonds ground up in water. Coconut milk is ground up coconut.
In water.
No, you just get it out of the coconut. Maybe put some water in there. But it's like the juice of a coconut.
Yeah, almonds don't have juice.
Right.
This is why I was confused.
It's different.
Because I think of the juice of the coconut as that white, the clear liquid in the middle.
Coconut water.
Yes, yes. So, okay, I get it. Coconut milk is it all together. And then what's the real viscous stuff that's kind of gray?
So coconut, yeah. So you can make coconut milk at home. And you just get some fresh coconut and you blend it. I guess you probably do put it with water. But then there's a lot of fat in coconut flesh.
Ooh.
And so that will float to the top. Like if you have a can of coconut milk and you forget to shake it.
Ugh.
And that's
Oh.
essentially what becomes coconut oil. It's coconut cream at that point, and then you can separate it out further and get coconut oil, which you can cook with, and you can also rub on yourself.
Yes, I've seen that. That's
Yep.
like lotion.
Yep.
But what's the really viscous stuff?
Cream of coconut.
Yes.
Which is coconut milk with sugar.
Oh my God.
It's designed to confuse people who are like lightweight in the kitchen. Because
like
there's
me.
like 20 different coconut.
This is like baking soda and baking powder. Why do you call it the same thing? I don't know.
You don't call it the same thing.
Oh, it just sounds like the same first name.
You can't really swap them though. That's
It's
true.
the first Christian name.
It either gets real poofy or not poofy enough if you get the wrong one.
I know. There's a big difference. And there's a big difference between coconut cream or whatever it is and
Coconut cream and cream of coconut are different things.
I know.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I know.
So anyway, so this uses coconut milk,
Coconut milk.
which makes it white.
The more you talk about it, the more I guess it is similar to almond milk in that you do use water to make it. But there's like 6 almonds in a thing of almond milk.
Maybe use the coconut water, which would be better.
It would be better.
Why? That would be, but maybe it's harder manufacturing wise. But otherwise, it's like it's already in there. You just use it, and it already tastes like coconut.
Delish.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe that's why coconut milk is better than almond milk or oat milk.
Oat milk is gross.
Can't milk oats.
Listen, respects to all of you. People are passionate about their oat milk. I don't want to take that away from you. But I was like, I'm going to try this magical oat milk that everybody's so passionate about. And I know how you make it. You put oats in water and then you have oat milk. So it's kind of like cereal water from uncooked oats.
But you're filtering back out the oats. You're just taking the flavor of the oats.
Yeah, it's like the starch.
It's oat flavored water?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Have you had it?
I don't know. Maybe in coffee or something. I wouldn't drink it
you just take water and you put oats in it and you soak it and then you take the oats out and then you got like the leftover. And that's exactly what it tastes
I do
like.
the opposite, right? I make oatmeal. I make oatmeal out of oats and milk and water.
It's like making oatmeal, but you don't get the oats part. You just get the water. If you took all the oats out
Seems
of it.
very inefficient.
It tastes exactly like that. It tastes exactly like oats soaked in water. It doesn't taste anything vaguely milk-like.
I don't know. You'd think it'd make your latte taste totally different than
It
a normal
does.
latte.
It tastes like you put oat water in it. I mean, listen, I love coconut milk, and I substitute coconut milk in for dairy milk and all sorts of things.
Wow.
Coconut milk is delicious.
Might be good in water. In coffee, sorry. Coffee.
Yeah, you
Could
can
work.
do that.
Yeah.
We had a cocktail recipe that we got from, what was that service I was using? And they'd send you like the 3 recipes and everything except the liquor.
Yeah, I remember the box.
Yeah. I'll remember it by the end. But anyway, we got a recipe from them for some like coffee coconut cocktail, and you make cold brew coffee with coconut water. Coconut water and
that
coffee.
was
It was
good.
very good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. I mean, I would drink that just as regular. But yeah. So like,
Oats.
coconut milk, tasty. All the other like fake milks, almond milk, I don't really like. It tastes kind of like you soaked some nuts in some water. And then,
Smushed them.
I mean, it tastes exactly like what it is.
And then smushed them.
I'm like, oh, this stuff, people love this. It must really be transformed from how you make it. Now it tastes exactly like how you make it. You put some nuts in some water, and you drain the nuts out, and you got nut residue.
I'm still stuck that I could just take oatmeal, put water in it, mush it all around, and take the water out, and that would be oat milk?
That's it, yeah.
It's not really milk.
No. No.
That's good marketing, baby. If they just called it oat juice, it wouldn't sound as good.
I guess some of it's sweetened. Right now, I've had it unsweetened. But I feel like you're cheating if you
it's
sweeten it.
Sweetened, yeah. But
I-
so it's like Le Creuset, what's the La Croix,
Yeah.
but with oats. It's like,
Here, I got your recipe. All right.
Okay.
Now, this is for sweetened oat milk, so I'm going to take out the flavoring, so you just get the unflavored.
The unsweetened.
Unsweetened, unflavored. Like,
Okay.
this is for sweetened vanilla.
Oh,
Oat
yeah,
milk,
yeah,
right?
No, that's cheating.
Okay. 1/2 cup of oats.
Okay.
3 cups of water.
And oats is like the stuff I use to make oatmeal.
It is precisely the stuff you used to
Steel
make
cut
oatmeal.
oats, for example.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely. So,
Yeah,
you
got
take your
oats?
blender, you put in your 3 cups of water, you put in your oats, you blend it for 30 seconds, and then you put it through your nut milk bag. We have a nut milk bag.
You put the oats in, and then you take the oats out,
Yeah.
and then you
You
shake it all around.
about.
That's weird.
The end. Then you have oat milk.
It just seems like you've just returned to whence you came. That's
Also,
just odd.
why are people buying this shit in the store? You can make this for like 2 cents in your house.
Oatmeal is cheap. Wilford Brimley oatmeal. It's
Oatmeal
real
is cheap.
Quaker oats.
Yeah. So this recipe for seasoned is 1/2 cup of oats, 3 cups of water, 2 teaspoons of maple syrup, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, and a pinch of salt.
Now that's starting to get interesting again because of the maple syrup.
But that has like nothing to do with the oats,
No,
right?
it's-
Like
it makes them have some flavor besides oats.
oat milk. It's oatmeal in water, you guys. It's the leftover oatmeal water.
You know who would love oat milk?
Who?
Horses.
Oh yeah.
They'd be like, "This is the best."
But they'd
thing
be
I've
like, also,
ever
why
had."
did you get rid of my oats? Please return
They
the
would-
oats.
They'd be like, "Where's that bucket of oats? I like that better than the actual like watery oats flavor here."
Guys, if oat milk brings you joy, absolutely take your joy in it. But like, let's be honest, it's the water left over from like half making oatmeal.
Boy, you're really
You didn't even
demystifying
cook
this.
it. You don't even cook it, right? So it's
No.
starchy,
Yeah,
right? Like some of those starches break down when you cook.
it's all white and starchy. Yeah.
I mean, it looks kind of gross. No, thank you. Coconut milk's great though.
Yes. Coconuts are closer to being milkable.
I mean, they've got fat
They've
in
got
them.
juice in
They're
them.
creamy.
Yeah, coconut
Yeah.
is closer to a cow
It's not a starch.
than oatmeal.
All right. It's got
Coconuts-
fur on the outside.
Coconuts
like a
might be
cow.
mammals. Okay, they give milk to their young. They have hair. What else? They stay warm. Do they regulate their own temperature?
No.
A little bit. Just a little bit. All right, fine.
All right. I don't have anything for administrative corner. Do you?
Get out. There's nothing.
I get nothing.
Well, I'm going to substitute a rambling for administrative corner because I love administrative corner and it would be shame to say nothing about it.
Yeah.
Here's my contribution to, I'm going to say administrative corner.
Great.
People chip your dogs, microchip your dogs, and we just discovered that we hadn't updated our microchip. You know, the chips are in the dogs in Vink and Hops, but we hadn't updated like the contact information and the phone numbers and all that for a long time. And so I'm not sure if someone ran the chip, they could get to us very well.
That's true.
Now they can.
That's true. I actually had that item as Ingo requested item under dog updates, but I agree it's good for administrative corner.
I mean, it's, I just want to have something to say for administrative corner.
It's pretty administrative.
I would cry big tears, big rolling tears if we had nothing for administrative corner.
Well, good.
Also, have you talked about big giant voods?
I did a video of stuffy foods. This is not like plushy hops.
Because this happened while I was in Germany, so I'm not up to speed. Yeah.
So 3 foot tall foods. I did a video tour of him for the Patreons and the super followers.
There you go.
But he's not been formally introduced to the general.
He's in the background of snaps, I think.
So we have Bad Angle Vink Pillow.
Yes.
Who's been around for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I decided for Christmas I was going to get Giardad and consequently myself a Voods pillow. And I wanted it so we could like stand him up in pictures and it would look like Voods was sort of in the picture. So I picked a Voods photo that was like the angle that we normally take the dog pictures at. And I sent it off to the same place and they mailed me the pillow. But like I didn't notice when I sent the picture in that, you know, like there's a perspective on it. So the Foods pillow has like a big giant head and face, but the legs are like these little tiny stubby little legs, and the pillow is real skinny at the bottom, so you can't stand it up. It's like twice as wide at
like
the top.
Taking a bowling pin and standing it on his head. It doesn't stand up. It's like the opposite of a Weeble. Yeah.
Yeah, it does not stand up. It is the cutest thing.
But it has a big giant Vood face.
It's big Vood's happy
it's like
face.
fisheye lens Vood's face.
It's so good.
the legs have receded and they're real small.
Yeah. He's looking at us from the office.
Yeah, with his big giant face.
I go in and pet him sometimes. Just
we miss Vood's
too much.
Unreasonably, but he was so oversized personality-wise, so it's amazing.
I love that boy.
Yeah, that's still a tragedy.
Yep.
Anyway, so there we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna call that administrative corner. Boom.
That's great. I have a few items under dog updates, and the first one is sort of an administrative transition, which is Cheddar Cheese, who has been officially adopted by his people, and I'm very excited about.
They never had a choice. That's a sweet boy.
Oh, he's so good. So they set up an Instagram for him, which I had mentioned, and when I shared it, he had 13 followers, and I text with his new mom all the time, and I was like, "Is it okay if I share the Instagram?" And she's like, and I was like, "Share the Instagram," and she's like, "Yeah, I think that's fine." I was like, "Good, because you have 5,000 new followers." So that
was an hour later. I mean,
yeah, Cheddar now within like 3 days has 7,612 followers. I'm sure it's higher than that now. I should go over and see if I can refresh. He's just like instant influencer, Cheddar Cheese. 7,701 followers.
And he's got his profile picture is him with that big cheese on his head.
But as you rightfully mentioned, both of his new parents are professional photographers, so the pics of him are really good.
I have slight envy that those pictures are so good. He looks like a model in each one of them.
Yep.
Very good.
Yep. He's a good boy.
So it's a good follow.
It's a good follow for sure. And I've been sort of looking. So she captions the post in first person from Cheds. Do you think Hops needs to go out?
I don't know. She's fine.
But like people will comment like, "Oh, Cheddar, you look so happy," and she'll respond like, "Yeah, I loved bath time. It was great." And then she signs it like with a little cheese emoji, or sometimes like love, cheese emoji.
That's pretty good.
It's so cute.
That's pretty good.
You want to go out, Hops? Oh. Hops just wanted extra dinner.
And I gave it to her because I'm a roasty of a human being.
She's If she's begging for food, then she's hungry enough. It's fine. So anyway, that's Cheddar Cheese. Other dog updates. Guac once again had big feelings and ate part of his avocado.
Ate in terms of he swallowed it.
Swallowed.
He didn't. We're not metaphorically saying he ate it. He ate it. There were parts of it were in him.
Yep, we had to give him more hydrogen peroxide, make him puke it up. It was not fun. He was mad at me.
Well, we're a little mad at him for actually eating his beloved toy. Luckily, we are in a a bit of a glut of avocados. We have about 3 regular ones and 2 ghost
Stop
avocados.
eating them, Quagomine.
Come on, stop it. Go to therapy.
I was driving into Key West for something yesterday, I guess, and I was out on Sugarloaf Boulevard, which is like the main street on our island.
This is a story with much drama and heart.
And I was kind of halfway up to Route 1, and there's this beautiful golden retriever trotting along the side of the road, and I was like,
Was there anyone with him?
no, unattended. So it's like, not that our island is ever busy, but like there's only the one road on our island to like get to all of the residential streets. So there's some cars going past on that road all the time. And I was like, this is not good. So I pulled over. Poor Guac is in the back seat. And I go up to this dog, and he kind of looking at me, because I pulled the car over. I got out, kind of looking at me. I was like, hi. And he kept running up and like flipped over on his tongue and like licking my face. And I was like, I have a new dog.
Both of us have leads in our cars just for this occasion.
Yep. So his name was Roscoe, according to his tags.
He did have a collar though, so it makes it a lot harder to
Collar, tags, phone number. I called, and some neighbor came out. I was like, is this your dog? He's like, no. And I was like, all right. So I called the number. It went to voicemail. They called me right back. I was like, hey, I have Roscoe. And they're like, what? And I was like, yeah, he's out on the boulevard. And then there was like this other little dog. His name was Apollo. He's like a little tiny gray poof ball.
He's the trainer for Roscoe.
They're like, he's kind of anxious. He doesn't like to be picked up.
The little one.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He might growl at you if you have to pick him up.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. But he just followed me around. He was fine with me. So it turns out they had just escaped their yard. The people weren't home.
People weren't even home.
Nope.
They get a call about their dogs that are supposed to be in their house.
Yep.
This is scary stuff.
So I was like, they're like, here's our address. I was like, oh, I'm at your house. Like, I'm basically just outside your house. So they had a keypad. I'm like, give me the code. I'll bring them in. And they're like, you can put them like, if you go into like the garage area, there's a door into the house and you can put them in there. And I was like, fine. And I was like, yeah, I've got 5 Goldens. And they're like, oh, do you have a dog named Guacamole? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah, we see you walking all the time. So clearly I know them.
But no, you didn't have no indication how the dogs got out. Like that, they didn't have the key.
No, I mean, it's fenced. They must have like crawled out through the mangroves. I have no idea how they got out there.
Yeah.
But anyway. Except I put him back in the house, and there was somebody in the house.
Somebody who was letting dogs out.
Talking at the dogs, and then this person pokes their head out, and I was like, oh, hello. Like, I didn't know you were here. These dogs were outside. So
it's mysterious.
They got home.
Very mysterious. Didn't you end up climbing over the gate to get out?
Yeah, so I had to, they gave me the code to let myself in, but I immediately forgot the code, and also there's no code to let yourself out.
You forgot the code.
I mean, I just typed it in on the keypad while they were telling me, but there's no keypad on the other side to get out, so I had to like climb a fence to get out.
So they have a clicker in their car too, probably?
Yeah.
You know what? We just watched Bridesmaids last night, and there's a scene where Kristen Wiig climbs over the gate to get out.
But it's opening.
Then it opens. Yes.
So, yes, it was a little adventure, and he's all safe, and he's now my friend. I mean, he loved me.
Yeah,
rolling around.
Mixed feelings. I mean, clearly he was loosely attended if they're not even home.
I mean, the door, they're like, if you go into like the garage area, there's a glass window door and you can open that and put them in the house. And I was like, that door's open. So they might have been inside and the door might just not have like latched all the way closed and they made an escapo.
My money's on the mysterious other person.
Do you know how often our dogs get out of our property? Like,
well, that's because there's ocean.
I'm just saying.
We can't close off the ocean. The fence would be so long.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But true. Yeah. No, I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just thinking maybe Roscoe wants to stay here.
He's a very attractive, nice man.
Well,
he's a good boy.
He probably no one would even notice that he's gone.
Next time I see him on a walk, I'm gonna be like, we're best friends.
Sounds compatible with us.
Except Apollo, I think he's a unit with Apollo, and Apollo is a barky dog.
Apollo's like his little mouthpiece. It's like Pinky in the Brain.
Hey, Apollo is perfectly nice to me.
Apollo is the power behind the throne.
So anyway, that's my dog rescue story of the week.
That's pretty good.
I only have one other dog update, which is like 3 times I have been in my office while Ingo's doing breakfast because I'm doing this class that starts in the morning. So I'm often like in my office getting ready. and Remy eats in the little office suite. So there have been 3 times where like Remy's in there eating, and I can hear Ingo giving carrots to the rest of the dogs. So I kneel down on the floor with Remy, and we both stare at the door waiting for Ingo. And twice I have just gotten impatient and been like, oh my God, I've been waiting here for like 5 minutes. Everybody else is eating their carrots. And I finally outwaited him. So this was in the snaps a few days ago.
Yeah.
So Ingo opened the door to give Remy his egg carrot, and both me and Remy were there kneeling on the floor looking at him.
And I had the egg in my mouth, so I couldn't even react.
Couldn't
It
even
was
say
very
anything.
it was very confusing to me what just happened.
Yep.
Yeah. It was now of course I wonder if you're behind that door the whole time. Every time I open it, I'm like,
No, I'm going to be behind there another
how
time.
many dogs? Yeah, when I least expect it is when you're going to be behind there. There has been requests that I give you an egg too.
I would love an egg.
Well, I'll have to
I don't
start-
know that I want a mouth. I mean, I've got your germs. I'd eat an egg that you carry
I
in your
wouldn't
mouth.
have to put both in my mouth, just one.
The thing is, you don't know when I'm going to be there.
All right, I always have to put 2 eggs in my mouth,
Like a chipmunk.
like that dog on the meme. Bloop, bloop.
So that's it for dog updates.
Wait, that's it?
You got anything else?
I'm bringing Remy to the
Oncologist.
oncologist, the cancer care guys tomorrow, just for his 3rd or 4th checkup. Everyone so far has been cautiously optimistic that there hasn't been any change.
Yeah, they look for if his lymph nodes get bigger by 20%, and then they also do some blood work.
Yep.
I feel like his lymph nodes are bigger, but
I do too, but they're just bigger than they should be.
yeah, so we'll see. My prediction is that they will say his lymph nodes have grown. But I think I thought that last time and they didn't. So
Let's see what the blood
we'll
work
see.
says too. That's pretty objective.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard. I'm surprised that they're acting like this is scientific. How do you measure the width of a lymph node? They're like, oh, it's 2.4 millimeters. How? You don't have calipers?
You can do that with an ultrasound. I don't know if they do an ultrasound, but you can. You stick
take
it
a
on there.
picture and then
Yep, and then you
measure
can
it.
actually draw a little line on the computer, and it tells you the distance. You draw
oh,
the
that's
line.
handy.
It's real cool,
I
yeah.
thought you could just like write on the ultrasound, like, baby, and put an arrow, or
You can do that too, I think.
Doodle a little face on things. All right.
Okay. Any other dog updates you want to share?
No.
Under Ramblings, in episode 108 of the Golden Ratio podcast.
Is this what? That's not what we have today. We're way beyond 108.
Correct. We're at like 278 or 280 or something.
Okay, so that's an old episode.
Mm-hmm. From very early in lockdown, we did a bonus episode with many people's requests about whether Carol Baskin murdered her husband.
Remember this throwback
remember
to
Tiger
King and that weird like cowboy,
Don't watch it if you haven't watched it. It's so sad.
cowboy looking dude, but it was a phenomenon because everyone watched it. It was lockdown and no one had anything else to do.
It came out right at lockdown, so everybody watched it.
And everybody had opinions about it. It was quite a thing.
I am no fan of Carol Baskin, but I thought the evidence that she murdered her husband was sketchy at best. I did not believe that she murdered him. I have not gone back and listened to the episode, but I believe what I said at the time is that, like, if it came out that she murdered him, I wouldn't be shocked, but nothing that they shared in there makes me think that she actually did it. And I am absolutely in the minority. I believe we ran a poll at the time, and like 80% of people thought that Carol Baskin murdered her husband.
I thought she killed him.
I was the holdout. And then yesterday, this story is from a while ago.
It's just making the rounds, so I mean,
The story is making the rounds, but I'm looking at this Sky News article that I bookmarked. It's from November 18th, 2021.
Jeez.
So we just haven't talked about this yet, I guess.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Well, a year and a half. Yeah. Tiger King star Carol Baskin is, quote, glad to hear ex-husband is apparently alive and well in Costa Rica, which I believe was exactly my theory, that like dude was in some trouble because of his sketchy activities and he fled the country. He's in Costa Rica. I just want to note that I was right. And I told all of you. So I thought I was being dumb, but no, he's fine. Or at least he was in 2021. Alive and well in Costa Rica.
She went down there and killed him now. Maybe. Probably no extradition from Costa Rica.
I don't think... I mean, he was declared dead. So I don't think she gets anything by going there and killing him.
No, she already got everything.
Yeah.
Like the life insurance already paid out.
Yep.
What if she has to pay that back?
That's a good question.
Doubtful.
All right, so that's for ramblings. Are you ready for this short but epic taste of the keys?
I've heard I can't be ready. I've heard this is gonna overwhelm me.
I told him, like, I've got this great taste of the keys story. I'm not going to tell you what it's about because I need you to like react to it in person.
And he said, "Don't read anything about the keys in the next few days."
All right, you ready?
Which turned out to be easy. Go ahead.
I mean, it was this morning I told you that.
Yeah,
So,
well.
all right. The headline is Sunset Celebration Performer, tourist, burned in fire spinning accident at Key West's Mallory Square.
Oh, I know what's going on already. This is very graphic.
So Mallory Square is kind of the old town Key West. It's right on the water. It's where everybody gathers. There's like a daily sort of sunset celebration in Mallory Square. You go down there if you're visiting Key West. You watch the sunset.
It's kind of hippie, pagan.
Yeah, there's all kinds of performers.
Debauchery, drunk, whatever, right?
Yeah, people aren't too drunk because it's like it's
Sunset.
like 5:45 p.m. at this point. But it's so there's like a celebration and there's like a festivities going on.
Yeah.
And so this is where this happened. So the sunset celebration performer was a fire spinner. So he's got like little like batons with fire on either end.
Twirly.
Yep.
Twirly sticks.
Okay, the sunset celebration performer was a fire spinner and, quote, his hand caught on fire with the fuel he was using, a Key West Police Department watch commander stated. The performer began shaking his hand in an attempt to extinguish the fire and flung a fireball at a spectator.
I cast fireball. That's awesome.
Igniting a small portion of her back on fire briefly.
Oh, that's not good.
The spectator was pushed into the ocean to extinguish the fire.
Now that makes more sense than flinging fireballs. Pushed into the ocean.
She's
That's
like, oh my God, I'm on fire. And someone's like, poosh. Fire was
she
out.
goes, that's not what I wanted.
The spectator was helped out of the water and sustained a minor burn on her back.
Oh, that was good that she got pushed then. Mm-hmm. That's good.
The performer had minor burns to his hand. The performer and the spectator refused to go to the emergency room.
Performer said, I'm going to do that again.
So there you go.
That's dramatic.
It's a very imageable story. Like,
maybe
you can really see this happening.
We should go to Mallory Square every night just to see if it happens again.
Yeah.
The little fire play is always cool.
Throwing fireballs.
But also, don't shake your hand if it's on fire. You'd stop, drop, and roll.
I don't think you're thinking very much. First, I think stop, drop, and roll is if your clothes are on fire. I don't think it's going to do much of your hands just hanging out there and you're rolling
it underneath yourself when you roll.
You could jump in the ocean for sure.
That would have been better than throwing it at some lady's back.
I don't think anybody's like really thinking carefully about what to do once they catch on fire.
I think he said, I cast fireball. Unsuspecting tourist.
Yep.
Should have been watching.
So there you go. That's Taste of the Keys.
That's a good one.
What's the German word of the week? Bring that mic closer to your mouth. Not that close. Bring it up. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That is better. Hey, that's better. I just hate it when you're right, and you're right a lot. So I'm glad this gives you glee. Tote Hose. Did I do this already? I don't think I did.
Tote Hose?
Tote Hose. When something's boring or like void, it's Tote Hose. Like if you go to some celebration and no one's there, that's about Tote Hose here.
Oh.
Or if the party's lame, it's Tote Hose. Or if a city is lame, Tote Hose.
Does it mean all pants?
Dead pants.
Dead pants. I feel like we've done this. Now I gotta look it up.
Oh, maybe.
German word of the week. Tote
Hose.
Dead pants. Is it T with an umlaut? T-O?
No, it's just T-O-T-E.
Yeah, all right, we haven't done it. Good.
There you go. Tote Hose. It's kind of a phrase, not a word. So, 2 words.
Tote Hose.
Tote Hose.
We've done tödliche Krankheit.
Yes.
That's a good one.
But in this case, it's more metaphorical Tote-Hose. The pants aren't actually dead. I don't know I don't know the derivation of it.
That's okay. That's a good word.
There's also a German band called Die Toten Hosen, which is funny.
The Dead Pants.
Yes.
It's a good band name.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's time for Ingo Corner, where you can talk about whatever you want.
Wait, I already did.
I know. You can do any more, or you can say that we're done.
I think we're done.
All right, everybody. If this was too short a podcast for you, if you subscribe to us on Patreon or super follow us, we did a bonus pod all about snakes on a plane for the subscribers that came out this weekend. It was like an hour.
Did not feature dogs, I don't think.
It featured a lot of snakes, though.
Yep. Or you can listen to this one twice.
Indeed. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for listening. And until next time, Slava Ukraini. And don't put anyone unless they ask you to.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.